Backyard Bee Builder here. I'm here to do a tutorial on cleaning your tools. You can see that these tools are just nasty. They've had a lot of use, but when you get in your hive, they just get covered in propolis and they're really difficult to get clean. And so let's go and see if we can clean these up a little bit. So as you see here, I've got this tool and it is nasty. It has got a ton of propolis on it, big thick chunks of it that have just dried on there. Now the easiest way to do this is wait till it dries. Don't try to do it right after you get the propolis on there, otherwise it'll be really sticky and difficult to get off. But once it has dried, you can just take another tool, just like this, and just scrape it. And this will get the majority of your propolis off. It's nice if you have something to anchor it against and you can just go to town on it. Now, once you have most of the propolis off, we can go on to the next step. And you can see it's quite clean now. It's got most of it off, and maybe that's good enough and you can just be done with it at that point. But if you'd like to get it a little bit cleaner, we can go to step 2. For step 2, you'll need just a regular propane blowtorch. Just a handheld one works great. And you're going to need a glove because it will get hot. So you can see how I've gotten this thick stuff off, but you can still see some residue left over on it, and we want to try to get that cleaned off. So what you're going to do is you get your propane torch, and you don't need it up very high, but you're just going to sit here and warm it up. Now once you warm it up for just a minute, you can start to see that the wax and the propolis on your tool is going to start to glisten. And once it starts to do that, you can see that it's ready to wipe off. So with that, you just get a rag that an old rag that you don't want anymore, and you give it a good rub, and look, sparkly clean. And you can do it again. Just be really careful because your tool will get extremely hot doing this. And you just keep going through until you get it all cleaned off. Good as new. To continue on with the cleaning, you can just prop it up and just run your hive tool over the top of it. It allows you to do it without having to switch back and forth with your hands, and then you can easily wipe it off once it's time to warm up. Just make sure you don't bump the torch while you're doing it. But as you can see, in a relatively short amount of time, you can get it very clean. Good as new. And once you get your hive tool all cleaned up and it's good as new, I recommend that you actually wipe it off with some bleach. While I don't have any diseases in my hives that I know of, it's always good to make sure that you cut back on disease and try to keep them as sanitary as possible. So if you wipe it down with bleach and then rinse it with water afterwards, you won't have any leftover residue or chemical smell that your bees are going to not be pleased with. But you'll have a sanitary tool, good as new, and you won't have to deal with the stickiness. So this is Backyard Bee Builder signing out. See you next time.